Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel for another mystery tackle box unboxing. This is again going to be the multi-species pro plan, and listen, I'm embarrassed to say that this is for August 2025. Yeah, you'll be seeing this at the end of October. It's my bad. I'm sorry. These videos always do well too, and obviously I always appreciate Mr. Tacklebox and Catchco hooking me up with this stuff. I am very forgetful, and with this whole transition channel wise and trying to like reschedule and do all of that stuff, I have fishing videos into next year all ready to go. I just finished recording one about 2 weeks ago, testing out a new travel rod, which is really exciting. I'll have the review for that coming a little bit afterwards. But all in all, it's just, I scheduled everything out and I forgot about the mystery tackle box videos. So my apologies, everybody. But hello, welcome. Again, like I said, this is going to be the multi-species pro plan. I did switch from the bass to this one, and I definitely am much happier with it. I have not done a lot of fishing this year. Again, if you haven't been following the rest of the channel, they are re-uploaded from my original channel, which is still everything else that you see in the background other than the outdoor stuff. But then for this channel, I'm trying to find a good balance of my time between fishing on Fridays, bird watching Wednesdays, and then astrophotography on Mondays. Astrophotography has been going amazing. Birding, I got caught a little bit behind. Hell, I'll probably miss 2 weeks with that. So we'll see. I'm just trying to really find a good schedule, and vacation was great, but then I essentially took a week off from the channel with that. So it really put me behind, and then trying to figure out just like a social media balance. Essentially, I'm trying to figure out how to run 2 channels with, like 8 social media accounts attached to both of them. It's a lot. So I'm trying to balance the best way I can. So apologies if I ever do miss a video like I did with this one. And then a couple weeks from now, I will most likely do the September one as well. So we'll try and get caught up at least a little bit. But thank you guys so much for being patient. Fishing videos are doing great. Birding videos are doing well, and the astrophotography videos have been doing amazing. So I honestly didn't know where the split was going to be. I kind of expected fishing to be the most popular, then maybe astrophotography, not necessarily because of the audience size, just because it's cool. It sounds neat, and it's not something that everybody can do. And honestly, I love it. I love every second of it. And then birding is a little bit more niche. I don't do a lot with like the hardware talk yet, which I want to do. I have videos started and just haven't finished, but as we wrap up the first, well, technically not the first year, but the first year that this channel was born, is kind of how I'm figuring out, like, okay, I can do this, this, and this for next year, and then try and figure that out. But yeah, scheduling changes and just trying to figure everything out is definitely a challenge and a half, but hey, that's what we're here for, right? But thank you guys so much again for being patient and joining me for another Mystery Tackle Box video. Thanks again to Mystery Tackle Box and Catchco for sending me this and all the other goodies. As always, if you guys are interested in picking up this, I will have a link in the description below, as well as my Instagram and pretty much everything else that you can follow me on. I will have links below. You can help save some money on this box for yourself and help support the channel at the exact same time. Now let's get started on the unboxing, people. Alright, well, based off the first looks, this one's going to be interesting. This one's closest to me, so we'll start with the most expensive one in the box. This is the Team Arc Outlaw. This is a floating lure. It is 4 7/8 inches long and weighs 9/16 ounce. Topwater Outlaw is the name on the side of it. Sitting level on top of the water, it can be fished in skinny water on top of grass without any snags. Easy walk to dog retrieves combined with 3 Mustad TG76 treble hooks make it pro's top go-to topwater walking bait. Very cool. It's a nice looking lure. You have that translucent side and that white pattern up top. It looks like a little purplish in the light too, which is pretty cool. But a very nice looking bait. That is a big boy for sure. I think this is actually what I'm most excited about. Small little black worms here. No info. It is from Moondog Bait Co. Never heard of them. But they look really solid. They would be really good for like microfinesse. They almost look like little leeches. So I'm actually really excited for that one. Then we move on to the G-Wrap Baits Weedless Vibrating Jig. You can never have enough jigs in the arsenal. This is almost similar to like it looks like the jackhammer style up front. 3/8 ounce. The color is bluegill. This vibrating jig comes equipped with a heavy-duty 4/0 offset hook, which will fit all trailers and allow you to keep your bait rigged weedless. One can change your hook size if desired for a smaller approach. That's nice. Very cool. Trailer wise, I mean, dark green, I could see a little bit of like a darker blue or purple would definitely work well with that, or maybe even a black one. That would probably look good. Or if you go flashy, you can always go chartreuse as well. This one is I have a bit of a quarrel with this one. It's leaking through the packaging, which is interesting. My hands are definitely going to be greasy after this one. These are from Dockside. I know not much about these baits. There's not really a description behind them. They look nice. You got the small paddle tail there. Looks a little beat up on the tail section, so a little bit interesting here. You can definitely offset hook that or run it with like a weighted jig head, I would assume would work pretty well for that, but overall not too bad, like that Dalmatian pattern almost. All right, we got two more up here. This one's an odd one again. This is Excite Baits. These guys come in pretty much every box. This one's weird. It is similar to a fluke, but there's like no pattern. It's just like a straight tail. So a little bit odd for that one. Coloration, it's a pretty standard white. But it's a straight tail and there's no real features on it. There is a slit I can see for an offset hook to go through it, but it's a little bit of an odd, like plain item. Like there's not a lot of detail. Oh, there's no detail. So that's a little bit of an odd one. I'm not going to say that that's my favorite thing I've ever unboxed here, but these are interesting. Vibrating jig trailers. So actually, I assume that those are meant to work in tandem. I probably should have done them back and forth. This is Mixer, again from G-Rap Baits. These are 4 3/8 ounce, 5 pieces, vibrating jig trailers in the green and purple color. Interesting. That looks like a great rainbow trout pattern. I definitely want to try those out. That looks really solid. Those look really nice. I actually really do like that. And last but not least, we move on to the sticker of the month. A little bit more of a basic one this time around. I think I got a football. Did I get a football one last time, or was that last year's? I don't even know. I like it, though. It's a solid one. So that's going to do it for the unboxing, guys. Thank you all so much, as always. I would say the highlight here, obviously the topwater lure is great. I would say the combo between these two would definitely be the best, and then this is what I'm most excited for. But I don't want to discount, like, this will be my most used, for sure. Using small micro finesse baits is definitely how I enjoy fishing, especially in a lot of the creeks that I fish. So I can see this being used for trout. I can add that to my trout bag along with some of the oh god, I forget, the jackal worms, I think is what I typically use. I don't even remember. I think it's the jackal worms at this point. I haven't used them in a very long time. I think I did some bass fishing was my travel rod review, and I did a little bit of trout fishing I think a couple months before that, but I think that video is already out. Yeah, we're slightly disorganized today, but we're going to get through it. But thank you guys so much for joining me for another Mystery Tackle Box unboxing. Again, links to this and everything else will be in the description below. Thank you again for Mystery Tackle Box and Catchco for sending this to me. Hope you guys are having a great season as the weather starts to cool down, at least here in the northeast U.S. We're getting a little cold. I think we had our first frost last night, so it's definitely time. It is time. We're hopefully out of the warm weather, and stuff's going to start changing over. I'm hoping to do a little bit more in terms of next season's fishing trips, but we shall see. Thank you guys so much for all the support. Remember to follow me on everything, and I'll see you guys next time. Tight lines, everybody.